only thing I remember from Lord of the Rings is that gay-ass love scene where he's sitting on the bed and he's like, come over here and suck my dick. And he's like, no, Frodo.
That wasn't a real love scene. That was the way Randall described it in Clerks 2.
Oh, yes. Yes, I forgot about that. Yeah, because... True. Clerks 2 was a good movie, though. Is it Clerks 3 that's coming out now? Or is he still doing the other movies first?
Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
What is that?
It's a Jay and Silent Bob movie.
Well, yeah, but is it like
what it is?
Movie, or is it like a stand-up movie?
It's a movie. Like it's I think they actually started filming or maybe ended it already, but it's basically the plot of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah.
Again, because they're rebooting the Jay and Silent Bob franchise in the movie. So they're going there to stop the reboot of the Jay and Silent Bob movie.
Okay. Because the original one, they were trying to stop the movie.
They were going to make a movie based on Jay and Silent Bob and Bluntman and Chronic.
Yeah.
They were going to make a Bluntman and Chronic movie. And then they went there to try to stop them from making that movie because they thought it was going to ruin their names as if they had good names to begin with.
Okay.
But this is basically Hollywood has now decided to reboot the Bluntman and Chronic movie, and they're going back to stop them from doing it again. Even though they made a shit ton of money the first time and was like, oh, well, I guess we should just let them make it anyway.
Right.
And gain all this money. They're still going to go and stop it again, even though they know they could probably just make a shit ton more money.
True. That's awesome. I like that. I like that idea.
Yeah. And it's just going to be like a movie with a bunch of like different reboot jokes in it because they reboot fucking everything now.
Yeah. They should. Well, they can't reboot Dogma because of I can't remember his name, but
they can't reboot
Dogma. It's a faces, you know.
I don't think they
don't know their name
should even reboot Dogma. Who are you talking about?
The main character in Dogma. The main
the girl.
No, the guy that died. The main angel, he was the angel. There was Chris Rock, then there was Jay and Silent Bob, then there was the girl, then there was the other guy that died, like in real life.
Alan Rickman.
Yes, Alan Rickman.
No, he wasn't the main character.
No, he wasn't the main character, but he was funny. Like, you couldn't do a movie like that without him coming back for it.
Yeah, I guess.
Because, like, they're doing, like, speaking of reboots, they're doing the reboot on Bill and Ted.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and George Carlin, they're going back to that specific scene where George Carlin is there and the two Bill and Teds meet each other and they try to tell them what happens and then they go in the past with George. They like basically convince them to go with him.
Yeah, that was
They're redoing that scene again with them showing up from even further in the future to tell them how lame their lives have become.
So there's going to be 3 versions of them.
So there's going to be 3 versions of them, yes.
See, I didn't read much about it, but I saw that they like did some Entertainment Weekly.
Yeah, I seen a video where they look terrible. Like
they look terrible.
They look terrible. Like their digital forms are gonna look terrible. Like them in real life, they look old. Like Keanu Reeves is finally showing his age. Like at least he was showing his age there. Maybe because he was acting the Bill and Ted characters out there, but he looked like it's gonna be a good movie because if you ever seen the new Dumb and Dumber movie, they were just old as crap. You can get past the fact that it took them 20 years to come out with another one just because Jim Carrey's hilarious. Like this is gonna be a good movie. It's just in the sense of how everything's digital. Like I hate CGI George Carlin idea. Like I don't know if that's actually what they're gonna do, but I can see that they just take a clip from the original Bill and Ted and they edited it on a green screen, and then the real Bill and Ted come in, and they're essentially just standing in front of a green screen looking onto the scene, and then when they actually go talk to them, you're probably just going to mostly see the back of their heads of the original characters, and George Carlin will obviously not be there because, I mean, all that, you're not going to put that much CGI into the movie.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of CGI. It's a lot of money. But I feel like it could be funny, depending on where they go with the story, because, like, they've actually grown up, they have kids, they live boring lives. Like, one of them's probably going to be a car salesman or something, and the other one's like a fucking...
I don't know, dude. They traveled all through, like, time and shit. Like, they were, in the second one, they were fucking, like, gods.
True. Yeah, because in the future...
So, like, I don't think they just grew up and had kids. But I did hear somewhere on a podcast, or maybe I read it on the internet somewhere, maybe it's not even true, but that the original plot is when they talked about doing a third one back in the day.
Yeah.
And Keanu Reeves said that they were going to be like 50 years old or something, or I can't remember. They were going to be older, and they had kids and stuff like that, but they hadn't done whatever that great thing was that they did to become like gods in the future.
Yeah.
And the third movie was going to be them trying to do that.
Okay.
So that might be even what this was, or what this is going to be.
Okay.
Because now they are like old.
I like that. I like that idea. Because they didn't explain it really when I was watching it, because it was just them two sitting there. They had an interview, and they were talking about the original movie, and then they really didn't talk so much about the new movie.
Yeah.
Like, they just kind of, like, they're like, we're doing it.
Yeah.
Like, we're coming back now and doing it.
Shit, man.
Hell. Well, hell.
Well, hell. Well, now that you heard us talk about Bill and Ted for a while, or whatever we started talking about in the beginning.
I don't remember. I think it was reboots in the beginning.
Welcome to Buncha Podheads number 8, right? Yes.
Number 8? Yeah.
Holy shit, we're getting up there. We're almost double digits. 2 more.
Double digits is crazy to think about.
I know.
Like, episode 11. Like, imagine that. Like, I don't know why, but, like I feel like us just standing there is like 2 ones. Like, that's what I picture. Like,
yeah.
It probably won't. You probably won't see that, but just to picture us like in 2 ones, like how they skipped past the iPhone 8 or the iPhone 9 and went straight to the 10.
Yeah,
like that would be us. Like in
You're
your head,
skip over 10,
skip past 9 and 10,
and just go straight to 11,
and just go straight to 11 and picture us just.
That would be
there,
confusing.
Like 2 crayons.
Like if I was a huge fan of Buncha Podheads,
yeah,
which I am.
Oh yeah, me too.
But like I wasn't me, and I was looking for that whole time. I would be like, what happened to 9 and 10? Like, I'd be looking everywhere for it and be, like, looking for explanations. I would then Google, why isn't there an episode 9 and 10 of Buncha Podheads? And then there would be an answer for that because it's fucking us.
And then you would keep looking. And that would
I would eventually email me or you.
So you would go back and watch it from 1 to 11, and you would be like, I didn't miss anything. I seen it all. Yeah. They don't explain why they skipped to 11. But we're not going to skip to 11. Like, we're going to do 9.
Well, it's episode
11. I'm just saying.
We're just going to do it after 11.
We're just going to do it after 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
They'll just think, like, the order got fucked up or something.
Well, no.
And they'll listen to number 8 and know the whole plan.
Yeah, they'll know the whole plan now.
Well, welcome to the show, and now you know the whole plan.
Now it's spoiled.
You should feel like you're on the inside now and not the out.
The outside looking in.
But as always, I am Mark, and this is Jesse, and this is the Buncha Podheads podcast.
It is.
Well, we were on a roll there with Bill and Ted.
We were on a roll with Bill and Ted.
And you kept talking about George Carlin being in the movie, or not being in the movie because he's dead. And,
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they CGI'd him at all. But he, I think it was the second one. Mm-hmm. You didn't see George Carlin at all until, like, the end. Because the whole time he was disguised as Pam Grier, the, like, rocker chick who worked at the venue that they always tried to play at. Or maybe she was, like, a teacher or something. I can't remember.
I remember that.
And then he unzipped himself at the end, and it was Rufus under there.
See, that would
so
be
maybe
really
they
cool.
would just bring back Pam Grier, because she's still alive, and just have her play the Rufus part. And then maybe just throw in, like, a decently, or at least somewhat well done CGI version of George Carlin that they shelled a whole bunch of money out for, just for like that brief moment, to make it good, and not just do it throughout the whole movie and make it shitty.
True, because honestly, all you would have to do is have Pam Grier come in and wear the suit.
Just be yourself.
Like, well, just be herself. But I mean, when she's like, if they do like, the
and she
switch,
just unzip herself at the end.
If she unzips herself again, she would essentially, like, I want her, like, she should just come in the green screen and play the Carlin character for the model that they do it over, because then she'll be in the scene, and it'll be easy for them to switch her.
Well, yeah,
she's actually the one doing it.
Yeah, but they would have to like reshape her.
It's crazy to think about how much money they shell out in CGI.
Oh no, CGI is fucking expensive because it's like. It's time consuming.
Oh, it is, and it's insane.
It causes movies to be like delayed and shit.
They have to go through every little individual pixel. It's like it makes movies like I just seen Black Panther made number 3 on the all-time grossing list. Like I haven't seen Black Panther, but I seen what the numbers were, and Star Wars Force Awakens has actually come up first. Like they've made almost $1 billion. And
damn,
those movies are heavily with CGI.
Oh yeah.
And, like, they put almost probably, like, what is it? they probably put millions of dollars into the CGI, but then they get that back, making those numbers of almost billions of dollars back. But how much profit do they actually make on that? Because they have to pay their actors, they have to pay their CGI guys, they have to pay this and that. Like, I don't know what the numbers are that actually break down, but that's a weekend, like $1 billion weekend.
You could probably Google it, look it up, and at least see like averages, if not more than that. So, I mean, shit.
True.
I just gotta put the fucking cat in that cage to keep her off the table. But then there she is meowing away. I might let her out. Shit. But
she'll be our backdrop cat.
Backdrop cat, yeah.
Backdrop cat.
No, because she's just gonna meow the whole time.
Yeah.
Cut here, motherfucker.
Cut.
Why are you so much quieter than me now?
I don't know. Maybe because I moved the mic a little bit. Is it better now?
Not really.
I don't know. When I'm talking louder, I guess I'm just not talking loud enough.
Yeah, you got a weird voice, man.
I guess I do.
I should punch you in the voice box.
If you punch me in the voice box, I'll sound like this, Mark, and then everything will be peaches and cream.
Peaches and cream. Well, with that said, we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
We needed something to drink, and I forgot I locked my cat up because she was being an asshole. And
then she was being more of an asshole while she was locked up.
She was, too. Well, she'll probably continue to be an asshole as the episode goes on, but at least I cut that part out, right?
Yeah, right.
If I did.
The beginning part. It might be in there. That little story I was telling. What story was I telling? Oh, yeah, about the CGI dog. About how they're actually, in case this isn't in the cut, but how they're actually going to CGI a dog for The Last of Us 2. Like an actual... So I don't know what breed they're going to use, but I'm assuming that they're going to CGI the breed. Like, they're just going to put him in the caption suit. It's not really... It's going to be CGI in the game, but they're going to put him in the caption suit. And with the amount of sensors and stuff they have now, that could essentially be, like, real-time dog action. Like... Have you ever seen those videos where their sheriff is training a dog and, like, it does whatever command and then they stop it, like, on a dime?
Yeah.
Like, shit like that is going to be crazy.
That'll be cool, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, that'll be way cool.
Yeah, games and movies are becoming, like, just where they've come in the last 20 years from, like, watching Tim Burton's Batman from 1989 to watching... What's the newest one? Batman versus Superman.
Yeah,
like the differences between the Tim Burton's Batman still held up. Like that was a great movie. Like I watched it recently. Yeah, it didn't like. It's obviously outdated. It's a 20-year-old. Is it 20 years old now, or is it older than? Is it 30 years old?
89. Yeah,
89. It would be 30 years old. Okay, so it's a 30-year-old movie, and it's still. I freaking enjoyed it watching it recently. Like it was like 2.5 hours long.
It was still a Tim Burton movie, and it was still
a Tim Burton movie.
High budget, and it was well done. It's just a lot of the concepts and stuff like that are off, and there's some overacting. I don't know. It's last time I watched it was a couple. I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago. Now it's probably the last time I watched the '89 Batman. I was just like, man, this is not how I remember at all.
But it was better than the '60 like Adam West Batman movie.
Yeah.
Like, it was definitely a come up from where they went with it. Because was there a Batman before that? Like, was there a Batman after Adam West before Michael Keaton?
I don't think there was any Batman up until Michael Keaton.
I didn't think there was.
But I know there was a few Batmans before Adam West. Like, there was black and white movies and stuff. Back when Batman just drove, like, a normal, like, old school, like, gangster type car. Okay. And that was the Batmobile.
Oh, yeah. And that was way...
There was, like, two or maybe 3 movies. Batman movies from like the 40s and 30s and shit.
Okay.
But and then 66 is when they did the Batman Adam West.
And Adam West went to 70 something, didn't he?
That was only on for like 3 years.
Oh wow.
There was only 3 seasons of that.
So they went like essentially 20 years without having a Batman. I mean, there was probably TV shows, but I don't think there was any actual mainstream movie that I can think of between Adam West and Michael Keaton.
There was a 66 Batman movie.
Well, I remember the 66 Batman movie, Adam West.
And then after
with
that...
the big giant bomb, and it'd run over here, and there's, like, dolphins and shit.
Yeah, and it had, like, the Batcopter and shit.
Yeah.
But then I don't think there was any Batman in between that and Tim Burton's Batman in 1989.
Wow.
And when it came to, like, Batman TV shows or movies. Maybe there was, like, a low-budget one that, like, somebody made.
Now, you know what I think held it up was animated series. There was a bunch of animated series of Batman after Adam West going forward, because there was
there?
I'm pretty sure there was one before Batman WB, because Batman WB came out in the 90s.
Yeah, that was.
So there had Michael Keaton movie had already came out, so there had to have been something before that.
I don't know. I wasn't really around. I was born in '87, so.
Well, I was born in '86.
When I was old enough to like enjoy those things, that was what was on. Like I think it was '93 when Batman the Animated Series started.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't know. I could be wrong. I know it's early '90s though.
Yeah, superheroes been around for a while, but they haven't really gotten big until now. Like, everything was all...
Oh, they were pretty...
Get the biggest actor we could get. Like, forget what happened. Nothing has to be canon. As long as it has the biggest actor, we're going to make money on this movie. And now they're finally like, let's go back and redo that.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Marvel Initiative, where they've been working for 20 years to get to where they're at now. And then they just released the list for 8 more movies over the next, 20 years.
Yeah, and most of the time, any time before that, it was mostly centered towards kids.
Yes.
Like, other than, comic books themselves. There were more adult superhero comics.
Yeah.
Like, more in the later days, but most of them were geared towards being kid-friendly and shit like that.
Yeah, because they went through, the Silver Age, the Golden Age, and, everything was more... Some were oriented to the kids, some were more oriented to adults, depending on where the era was.
Yeah.
I feel like once we got around in the 2000s, they kind of went back to the more adult era, and then they just kind of I'm pretty sure they're in the adult era now.
No, yeah. Well, 80s, Frank Miller did some Batman stuff. There was, it was more about the writers...
Okay.
Than it was back in the day. You had your Jack Kirby's and Stan Lee's and shit, and they were all super kid friendly. But then you had the late 70s and 80s, and then all straight up into the 90s with the creation of Deadpool and shit. But you had Frank Miller in the 80s and fucking Alan Moore doing Swamp Thing and Watchmen and shit that.
I love Swamp Thing and Watchmen. I didn't know anything Watchmen until the movie came out. I hadn't known any comic until then.
Did you know Alan Moore was on The Simpsons?
No.
They put Alan Moore into The Simpsons.
Dude, that's awesome.
I think they even did it with Frank Miller too, but they did a couple pretty
cool.
fucking cool Simpsons characters.
The Simpsons is still running now. I'm so surprised. Does Disney own Simpsons now?
Fox. So I don't know if that deal's gone through yet. I think it's I don't think it's finalized yet, or
yeah, because they own everything Fox except for the news, because they were we don't want Fox News.
Really?
Yeah, they literally were Fox News is it's not for us. So
I
they
didn't
just
hear that
sold
part.
it to a different company. They just gave it to another company. Fox News is owned by a separate company.
I wonder if they're gonna change the name then.
I don't think so, because they own everything. Yeah.
Then I wonder if just everything Fox is well, no, because they still have the Fox network and stuff like that. And I'm sure Disney bought that because that's popular.
Well,
and
yeah,
has,
Disney owns
money.
everything media-wise except for the news.
Shit.
Yeah. That's the only thing Disney doesn't own. They own all the characters.
Well, Disney owns ABC. So they own all
ABC?
Yeah, they've owned ABC since the 90s, early 90s.
So Disney owns basically everything almost at this point, media-wise.
Yeah.
When it comes to cable, except for your HBO and your Showtime and stuff like that. But when essentially think of basic cable from 5 to 55, that's all Disney now.
Yeah.
When we were kids, that was all separate stuff. That was everything was its own
cable,
thing,
so I don't know,
PBS, all that stuff, and then now cable.
Disney's taking over the fucking world, man.
I don't even know what cable is anymore. Is cable the Disney Channel now? You just turn on your Disney box.
The Disney cable.
I made a
Disney
joke.
even started their I don't think it's come out yet, but I think they're calling it the Vault, or maybe that was just a rumored name.
Okay.
But their own Netflix for Disney and shit.
That's what I heard.
That's why they took all their shit off of Netflix, or are slowly doing it.
Well, Disney. See, this is what I heard happen. Disney bought Fox. Fox owned Hulu. Fox owned a certain percentage of Hulu.
Yeah,
Disney
I think
owned a certain
Hulu
percentage.
is designing it for it, or it's going to be like a sister company.
Okay.
Of Hulu or something like that. It's
That
going to be
makes
very
sense.
Hulu-like or esque.
Because Disney said they're going to make a separate streaming channel for kids, and then they're going to use Hulu for their adult-oriented stuff.
That's cool, because then that'll give Disney a way to make more, R-rated and more adult-oriented things.
They said they were open to make because now they own Deadpool, and like there was that meme of Deadpool walking out of Disney World.
He's made a couple comments.
Yeah, and they were like, we liked how Deadpool worked, and we're gonna continue to make rated R movies, which is great because there's so much more that they can do with like the X-Men and like Logan. Oh God, I can't remember his name. The actor,
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. He pushed to make that movie rated R, didn't he? I thought he took less money to make that movie.
I think he did too.
A rated R movie.
Yeah, I think I heard that as well.
Which is cool that Disney's like, yeah, we're going to continue making rated R movies. Because then they can continue making Deadpool with X-Men. Like, they don't have to restrict it to the Marvel Universe, and Deadpool and X-Men have to be kid-friendly because they're all linked up with Spider-Man. They can make a separate movie where it's Deadpool movie, and then he just so happens to have the X-Men in there like it should have been. They made jokes about that in the first one. Like, we didn't have enough budget to make the X-Men come up and blah, blah, blah. That's why there's only 2 of them in the Xavier School.
And it's one of them you haven't even seen before.
Yeah, exactly. Which is cool.
But their version of Colossus was more fucking accurate to Colossus than the X-Men's version.
Yeah.
I mean, the X-Men version looked like him, but he wasn't like Russian or anything like that. Or he might have been, but you never really heard him talk or nothing.
No. And I'm interested to see the new Fantastic Four as well, because Disney is rebooting that.
Yeah. That might be all right.
Which there's new cast, which you want to know the rumor? John Cena and someone else is supposed to be in the he might. I forgot your hate.
They're just
for
gonna.
John Cena.
I don't hate John. I just hate John Cena as
He's
a wrestler.
Terrible actor.
He just pisses me off on wrestling.
He might play. What is it? Thing, or the Rock Monster? I can't remember his name.
He's gonna play the Thing. John Cena.
Yeah, John Cena.
Okay, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, where he's like the. But John Cena's acting is mediocre at best, and like Thing was more like he was more intelligent. Like he was angry, but he was more intelligent. John Cena's gonna go in there and play it like a Neanderthal. I feel like he's gonna go in there and play it like the big Groot. Like I'm big and rocky and I'm mad all the time.
Maybe.
Like I hope he gives it because he needs that boost because he's trying to push more into acting like The Rock is. Like The Rock's everywhere now. Like I would love to see The Rock in Fantastic Four. That would make the whole fucking movie right there. Imagine The Rock as Doctor Doom.
I don't think Rock is going to be in a Marvel movie. He just shows up with his
fanny pack.
Because of he's supposedly Black Adam for DC.
Okay.
And they're making the Shazam movie.
Which I did see that.
Actually, I think they just wrapped up filming for the Shazam movie. So he's Shazam's main villain.
Did they even show him as
Black
Adam?
He wasn't in. He's not in the Shazam movie, but okay. I think the Shazam movie is supposed to be leading to like Black Adam or something.
So are they doing a separate Black Adam movie then?
I think that's either somebody said that they should, or they said that they are, but I don't think that's the case. I think he's going to be in like Shazam 2, or he's going to pop up somewhere else with Shazam. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is.
Credit roll. He's standing there, and it showed like how Marvel does their end credit rolls, like because that's a DC, so it would be end credit roll. Shazam, like Black Adam standing there for the next movie, and they're like, all right, cool.
Maybe they did. Maybe they just kept it that under wraps. That
could be. He could be in there. Like, it would be interesting to see if it is like that, because I haven't really seen much at all. The only 2 things I see, I haven't even seen the kid that's going to play Shazam. I've only seen the guy.
No, I haven't seen the kid at all. I just saw Chuck from that TV show. That's who's playing Shazam.
Okay.
Captain Marvel is what they used to call him, but they don't call him that
Well, because they're
anymore.
coming out with Miss Marvel as well.
Well,
I think to separate
Captain Marvel is fucking, what am I trying to say here? Oh, Marvel is a Marvel fucking character.
Yes, yeah, but Captain Marvel was in the DC.
But there was
change it to Shazam or something like that.
There was Shazam is what Captain Marvel says when he changes. He goes Shazam, and he turns from Billy Batson into Captain Marvel.
And his name is Captain Marvel.
Yeah, but now they just call him Shazam. I don't know why. Maybe because Marvel made their own Captain Marvel, and they were like, "Fuck that!" Now he's Shazam, or I don't know. I don't know what it was, but I'm pretty sure DC had Captain Marvel before Marvel did.
I thought DC had,
because DC was around before Marvel ever was.
Yeah, because Stan Lee started Marvel, didn't he?
No. Or yes, no. Stan Lee started Marvel, but I think Stan Lee worked for DC at one point.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people worked for DC at one point.
And it was more of a branch off, and then they just so happened to become a $4 billion company.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine that? You start, you're just a low range artist, and you start your own company. Like, well, you're working for DC. You're making you don't like it there. It's too dark. It's too like depressing for you. So you go off and make something bright, and you make what was the first comic in Marvel? I don't even Incredible Hulk was one of the first ones. Iron Man was one of the first ones. Like, you take that, and then now you're where you're at now with Marvel.
Yeah.
In a universe of hundreds, maybe even thousands of characters, depending on because there's like sagas of 800 of this, and like there's so many different branching stories. Like, you go and you find Batman. Batman's on issue 1464 in the actual canon story, but then you look over here and there's Batman number 4.
Yeah.
So there's literal thousands of characters from that saga to this, and then like Marvel is just
a lot of. Then they're all like in their own universes. Like that Batman, number 4 is from this universe, but this Batman number 846 is from like another universe that's been going since fucking 30 years ago.
Right. And that's how they get rid of killing somebody off and bringing them back over here, or this guy wasn't canon
because they died in this story, but they didn't die in that story. Like, it's kind of all like, it's kind of all fan fiction in a way.
But if he dies in this story, then he's dead for real, because this is the story that's going until this one's done. Like,
and or they create like new characters, and they're taking new characters too, because they'll create them for separate stories and other.
And
people.
Imagine going from that, starting that small thing, and going on to make your own, and even bigger. Like, I don't even know I think Marvel's a little bit bigger than DC in the character world. Like, to see it on a grand scale, like to see a picture of Marvel versus DC, they're similar to each other.
Well, no,
but you can never get every individual character on. Like,
we also got to think a lot of Marvel's characters, maybe not a lot, but quite a few of them are either blatant ripoffs, admitted ripoffs, of DC characters, or are. There's a lot of very similar, like Deadpool, for example.
Yeah,
was completely modeled after Deathstroke, completely. Like, when he first came out, he was more like Deathstroke.
Yeah, and Deathstroke's a very serious, like, samurai assassin.
Oh yeah, he was very serious.
Because Deathstroke is essentially Slade in the Titans, isn't he?
Yeah, they just, on Teen Titans, like back in the day, they just called him Slade because they didn't want to call him Deathstroke because it was a kid's show.
But he's like a super assassin.
Oh yeah, he's the shit. He's probably my favorite DC villain, aside from like male villain, aside from like the Joker.
Okay, wow, yeah. And then Deadpool is essentially the same thing, but he's a comedic super assassin. Like, he just has unlimited weapons. Like, he could just pull out, like, from what I heard, he just has an arsenal, but it's not.
Well, and
you don't actually see it.
He can't die either.
He can't die. Yeah, it's funny how he reincarnates too. Like, in the movie, it was funny because he like loses a hand and it comes back as like a baby hand and shit.
And it'll look so big in this. It'll feel so big in it.
Feels so big. Like the unicorn scene. Spoiler alert: if you haven't seen Deadpool by now, Deadpool 2 is about to come out soon. So if you haven't seen it by now,
it's been like
fucking ridiculous.
3 years or something like that.
Fucking bangs a unicorn halfway through the movie. For like 20 minutes of the movie, he's just banging a unicorn. That's what I like about,
they just
like,
cut to it like randomly every now and then.
Yeah, that was what was great about like Deadpool. They just pretty much let him do what he wanted to do, and he's evolved so much in his career. Like, Green Lantern was terrible, but it wasn't straight trash. It was funny in certain segments. But then when he came out with Deadpool,
it was just poorly written.
It was poorly written. They didn't let him. The
villain was bad. The things he did with his ring were kind of stupid. Like,
true. I did like the visuals. Like, everything looked like the universe. Like, everybody was very similar to their comic book character, like suit wise. But like you said, the story writing was terrible. Like, none of them did what they normally do. Like,
the villain was so bad. And I like the guy.
You're talking about Sinestro, or you're talking about the main?
I'm talking about the guy who played Sinestro was spot on.
Yeah,
looked just fucking.
That's
like
what
him
I
too.
thought.
And
like, wasn't he like some
Sinestro was probably the best part of that movie. But wait, what did you say?
Wasn't he some French guy? Sinestro?
No, he was the if this is who I think it was, he was the villain guy from, like you saw Kick-Ass?
Yeah.
The dad of the evil kid.
Oh, yeah?
Of McLovin. I think that was him. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody out there. But I think that was him. If it wasn't, it was a guy that looks a lot like him. And that's who I'm confusing him with. But I'm pretty sure it was that guy. But yeah, he was probably the best part. But the acting wasn't bad. I liked the parts where you saw him like training with all the other Green Lanterns and shit. I can't believe we're doing a fucking Green Lantern review right now. But
Green Lantern. When did that movie even come out? Like 2004?
Dude, I don't even.
That movie is old.
No, it was.
Or was it later than that? Like 2000?
It was after I was in high school, and I'm the class of 06.
Okay,
so.
I'm class of 05.
So I think that was like 8 or 9. 09. 8 or 08 or 09.
Jesus Christ, it's still so long ago.
But yeah, that movie fucking sucked. It had its moments, but most of it was terrible.
Yeah.
But, the villain I was talking about was the guy's name is like Peter, like Sarsgaard or something like that. He was in that movie. You remember that Natalie Portman, Zach Braff, Garden State?
Yeah. I don't think I've seen it, but I remember what you're talking about.
That was the first movie I ever saw, man, and I liked him ever since I saw that movie. But you'd know him if you saw him.
Okay.
But
yeah, I would have to
he had that big fucking head by the end.
Oh.
By the end of Green Lantern?
Yeah.
I can't remember the dude's name, but that was such a lame-ass character.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The dude that was like the actual like brain, like he was like he can telepathy or some shit.
Yeah,
and like
something. It was so bad.
He got infected by something, and his brain just like kept growing throughout the movie. And then you come and he's just like,
kinda. I don't remember all that, but I mean, you got pretty specific there.
He was like derp-heading on the floor or something like that. I can't remember.
Derp-heading.
It was kind of like the Toxic Avenger. Like, I love the Toxic Avenger, too. Like, they need to reboot the Toxic Avenger. Bring the Toxic Avenger to the Marvel Universe.
Do you watch Comic Book Man?
Yeah.
The guy who... I forget what the name of the company is. But something Productions or something like that, or films. But that guy that created, like, the Toxic Avengers and puts out all those movies and has that production company and whatnot was just on Comic Book Man, like, an episode or two ago.
I've seen a Facebook clip of that, but I didn't see, like, the actual
It was pretty cool. They did auditions for the next movie, and they selected one of the Comic Book Men to be in it.
Dude, that's tight.
That show's pretty silly.
Yeah,
but I love that show. I love Kevin Smith. Obviously, I'm wearing a fucking Kevin Smith shirt, but and that's in his comic book shop. So of course, and I like Walt Flanagan and Brian Johnson. I listen to their podcast. Tell 'em Steve Dave. You ever listen to that?
I've listened to a couple episodes of it, but I
love that show. And then the other guy on that show is Brian Quinn from Impractical Jokers.
That's the guy with the long beard, isn't it?
No, he's on Comic Book Man.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
There's 3 of them. Walt Flanagan and Brian Johnson are on Comic Book Man, and then the other guy is from Impractical Jokers. Brian Quinn on Tell 'em Steve Dave.
Oh, okay.
On that podcast, you're talking. I
thought you were still talking about the other guy had a different podcast.
Oh no, I'm talking about the same one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hell.
I can't even remember what the fuck we were talking about before that.
I can't either. Well, we were talking about rebooting, and then we went into the Marvel universe, and then we went into like. The DC universe, and we were talking about Stan Lee. And then
the recap.
And then we brought Stan Lee into now, and we were just talking about how like Disney took over everything for $4 billion, and
yeah, the recap of the show. That all rings a bell for sure, but that still doesn't lead us to now. What is up, buddy? What's up? You watch WrestleMania?
Yeah, I did watch WrestleMania.
What'd you think?
I liked it. I thought the Undertaker segment was pretty cool, but I didn't.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
I thought it was hilarious that John Cena was sitting in the crowd drinking a beer. And then, like, the next segment, the camera comes over, and he drops his cup a little bit in his finger, so you didn't see him drinking
John
beer.
Cena, yeah.
And they hadn't made comment to him sitting in the crowd drinking all night. And then he gets in the ring, and Taker comes out, and it was the biggest spectacle. Like, you felt like a child. Like, you're just sitting there, like, Taker comes out, the ring.
Well, they did that weird thing with the digital entrance things.
Yeah. Like, the
like
digital
with
entrance thing was
Asuka,
cool.
they had all the masks with all the like weird lasers coming out.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And it took me a second to even realize that wasn't really there.
Same here, dude.
And I was just like, wow,
hanging.
that's cool. How do they do that? But I was like, oh wait, that's not real. And then like with the New Day, they had the stacks of pancakes all around them.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool. It was obvious.
It took a second for me to like catch it. Because, like, while I was watching it, like, I kept looking down and playing on my phone and then looking up. And, like, the way it was angled, like, if they would step a certain way, they would kind of disappear for a second. And then, like, as soon as it got into frame perfect, like, the full entrance was going. That's when I caught it. I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
That was the cool thing about it, though, is that, like, especially with Asuka's, they were doing the crane shot. Yeah. So, like, it panned around and started to go down, like, towards the actual entrance where you'd see them and like panning around sideways and shit, and like it stayed where it was, and it panned around all those digital objects. So that made it pretty cool.
It was really cool.
But I like that's such a cheap way to go about it, because like they didn't actually pay to construct all those sets and shit. And like nobody that was actually there saw any of that. So if they went home and watched that, they were probably like, "Holy shit, where was that?" Or like,
true. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
And then
that was exclusive for...
They did it with the Undertaker thing that you were just talking about.
With the lightning?
With the lightning, yeah, and it coming... Like, so all of it... So what they saw, the people there, was just...
It was a guy
his
running
clothes
in the ring.
Catching on fire out of nowhere.
Okay.
Like they heard a bunch of noise, like... Probably like the storm.
There was a bunch of pyros or whatever.
And then they just saw flames.
That's funny. Like,
I would imagine, unless like they did something else.
Like they did like an actual light show that came down.
But why wouldn't they? If they went through all that trouble, why wouldn't they just show us that too? You know?
Yeah, true.
Like maybe that maybe it's just like sparklers or something.
Maybe.
But they told them what to expect during like running a promo.
During
like,
this,
all right, now act like there's lightning.
They were probably like, if you look up at the video monitor, like how they do at basketball games and stuff.
Yeah,
and people looked up there
because everybody's always looking up. Like anytime that they know that there's a camera showing whoever's in front of them, they're always looking up.
Yeah, they're like,
see them and they're like, "Hey, man."
Yeah, right. There was a dude dancing that was he just kept dancing. He didn't know what to do, and like he was behind someone on camera, and he just like kept going at it, and I was like, wow.
And there's always those guys you see,
yeah,
all the time, like in the crowd, like you. At WrestleMania, you saw the Bret Hart guy again, who's always dressed up like Bret Hart, always wearing the glasses with his wet hair and shit.
Yeah, I was like, how is he at every single one of these?
There's always the guy that's dressed up like the Undertaker. There's the weird long-haired guy that always sits in like the front row, and he's at like every Raw, every SmackDown, and every pay-per-view almost.
Yeah.
And anytime I don't see him there, I always just imagine he's like sitting behind the camera. You know what I mean? Right? Where you never see him. But,
could you imagine having season passes to like wrestling? Like you just like let me get tickets to every show.
I just wonder what these people do. Yeah, like do they work for them?
Yeah,
like are they like a backstage person that just loves and just sits out there, or like they're seat fillers? You know what I mean?
Like could you imagine
staff
that's
just like, hey, we didn't sell out, go fucking.
But like everywhere they go, like it's the same person. Like could you imagine if that was your job to
and
get paid to sit in those seats?
The nights they're not there, those like. What, like maybe 1 or 2 nights a month that they're not there, maybe if that.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
They're like,
it
was a sold out show, and they're just in the back like doing their job or something, or like I don't know. They're like production assistants,
the hot dog vendor or something. Like it's the traveling, because essentially wrestling is like a traveling circus.
Because they would have to work for them, right? Because other than that, like how could they afford to go all over?
That's what I'm saying.
All over the place.
Like how could you have made so much money already? Bitcoin. Fucking Bitcoin.
No, I don't think that can't be it. Like, because the long-haired dude that's always there looks younger. Like, at least in his 30s. Like, if he's not, he ages very well.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand, because these guys, like you're saying, these guys
there's
are
always
super
like,
young.
There's usually like an older lady. To me, I always say she looks like she might be British.
Okay.
But, like, always an older lady sitting next to him with long gray hair.
It could be the family of the wrestlers, too, because...
I do notice, like, Dolph Ziggler did run over to him one time, kind of, and just, like, hugged him, or was, like, right next to him, like, celebrating with him because he won or some shit, like, months ago, when I first started noticing this dude.
Because I just seen a countdown that showed, like... It revealed who the kid was. The kid was a referee's son.
The kid?
The kid,
Braun Strowman? Okay,
yeah,
I knew.
He was one of the referee's sons. And so there was another segment the fuck was it? Oh, I lost it. It'll come to me. It was a YouTube video of what we're talking about, like backstage people, like their kids and stuff. And there was one more that was, fuck, I can't remember. But yeah, that kid, oh, it'll come back to me. But that kid was one of the referees. Like it was going around like he was Make a Wish, like Nicholas. He was like a Make a Wish and all this stuff. But he was actually one of the, because it shows Braun in the back holding up both their arms, and he's got the title. And I really like how they relinquished the titles. Like the next night when it was like. He's got fourth grade. Like, he put it all over Twitter. Triple H posted it out. Like that was really cool. I bet they let him keep that title, like a replica of the wrestling title. Like he gets to go home and say he was the freaking tag team champion with Braun Strowman.
He is forever, like even in the record books, Braun Strowman and Nicholas, whatever his last name was, held the tag team titles.
Right.
Like forever. Like as long as that's his real name, he is forever that guy.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. Pretty fucking cool, indeed.
Yeah,
I wish I was Nicholas.
Oh my god, dude.
I wish I could have went to school the next day and be like, dude, I was the tag team champion with WWE.
Yeah, come get these hands.
Yeah, with Braun fucking Strowman.
And like the Braun Strowman segment was cool. The Undertaker segment was cool. I liked how they brought him in, like with the laser show, like you were talking about. I didn't realize it was only for the people on TV. It was predictable, but I love how he trolled everybody on the Roman Reigns match. Like apparently, not even the the referee didn't even know Brock Lesnar was going to win until the match started.
Really?
That's what they said. There was a podcast that said Meltzer said that the referee didn't even know. He said that it was Roman Reigns to go over Brock Lesnar, and it got changed, but it didn't get changed the night of WrestleMania. It got changed during the week of WrestleMania at some time, and went completely unnoticed, under the radar, without anybody knowing that Brock Lesnar was going to win, except for a couple people like Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns. Obviously Vince and Triple H, like, because Brock Lesnar has in his contract that him and Paul Heyman have to know everything involving him.
Really?
Yeah. So anything involving Brock Lesnar, win or lose, Brock Lesnar has to be a part of it.
That actually reminds me of something. Did you watch that Andre the Giant documentary?
No, I haven't.
Dude, I watched it last night. It was really fucking good.
On HBO?
Yeah, it's okay. The HBO documentary. It's just called Andre the Giant, I'm pretty sure. Dude, I liked it a lot, and that reminds me of something that they talked about on there. WrestleMania 3, Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, right? Hulk Hogan went into Vince McMahon's office and basically wrote out the entire match on like one of those yellow legal notepads.
Yeah.
Like just the entire match, laid it out, like wrote it out like a story, except for the end, except for the finish. And told Vince to give it to Andre to basically see if Andre was okay, because he was worried that Andre wasn't going to put him over.
Okay. Because
Andre was just coming back. He was the big star before Hulk Hogan was, and he was worried about that shit. And he said that he agreed basically, but never told him what. They never figured out the finish.
Yeah.
And that's what made him worried that he wasn't going to put him over. And then he didn't know the finish until the finish of the match. Like, he said he got into the ring and he didn't know what they were going to do because he never actually agreed to what Hogan wrote down.
Yeah.
But he agreed to the match. So when he got in there, Hogan was scared shitless, like, how it was going to go because he didn't know what they were going to do. So when he got in the ring, he did what he wrote down to do, and Andre did exactly what was written down what to do. So, like, the match just kept going exactly like he wrote it down. And then at the end, Andre the Giant, like, because I don't know if you saw the match, but he does the thing where, like, he stumbles and he knocks him down, and everybody goes crazy, and the announcer's like, oh my God, the Giant is falling, like no one has ever made Andre the Giant fall or whatever, which I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, I don't either.
They built it up,
he fought
like
a lot of people.
Oh, and he fought Hogan many times, and they said that they never did, but they just, I guess in WWE, it just, if it happened somewhere else, it didn't happen.
Yeah, it only happens like on WWE TV,
or unless they own that company.
True,
but
it's a different story.
And then Andre the Giant was just like, slam, and Hogan was just like, he wants me to fucking body slam him. And at this point, Andre the Giant barely had a back, you know what I mean? And so he slammed him, and then Andre the Giant gets slammed, and he just yells, leg drop, and then he does the leg drop and basically passes the torch. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Dude, that is fucking amazing.
It was, dude. I wanted to fucking cry. I didn't, but I wanted to.
Dude. Like, I love that. Like, that is
you gotta like and. I don't think I spoiled anything because my version of it does not do it justice whatsoever.
I'm sure. I'm gonna have to look it up now.
But dude, it's
I bet
so
I can find
good.
it on YouTube already. Like, if they haven't taken it down by now.
Oh no, I downloaded it, so it's out there if you know how to do that sort of thing.
Okay.
And you could probably find it somewhere streaming. Probably.
True. Yeah, I got to see that now. Because I heard original stories like back in the day when Andre was like the big time superstar and Hogan was just coming up. Andre would sit in the back and he would drink so much alcohol.
Ric Flair said he watched him drink 107 beers.
Dude, that is insane. He would throw cans, like 24-ounce crushed cans at the back of Hogan's neck on the bus and be like, more. Like, Hogan would have to stop and get Andre another 6-pack or 12-pack or 24-pack or 36-pack or whatever Andre wanted. Hogan would have to get off the bus because Hogan's was Andre's bitch in the beginning. Like, for the first 10 or so years of Hogan's career, he was Andre's bitch because coming up in WWE, Hogan wasn't the man. Andre was the man.
Yeah.
Hogan was the up-and-comer. And now Hogan's obviously the man, or he was the man. They fucking erased him from history. And then his fucking... Did you see his live stream? Like, how his live streams have been lately?
No.
He's been very, like... There was a live stream of him in his pool, and he's like, oh, brothers, I got the itch again. He's like, WrestleMania weekend. And he's making it seem like it was his decision to not wrestle.
Yeah.
And he makes a joke and talks about how he had a dream that they brought him back at WrestleMania, and he called it the Silver Dome. And he called it,
and
he was like, it's the Superdome, brothers. And he's like, I really did have this dream that I did that at WrestleMania 34. He's like, how do you guys feel if I came back? And like, he might actually make a comeback now. Like, what happened? He was gonna come back.
They rumored that he was gonna. I read a rumor that he was gonna be Braun Strowman's partner. I did. I legitimately saw that.
Oh man, that would have been fun. Imagine if he came back as like the Patriot. Like with the luchador mask on, and he was like,
and then
the
just shows everybody.
He just shows everybody, and
yeah,
they win the tag titles, and Hogan's like, "Well, I guess I'm back now. Like it's me, like I'm the tag champion.
I am the real American. I am a real American.
I am a real American.
Fight for the right of every man."
But yeah, what happened is when the whole trial finally blew over, and the whole like thing blew over, they were like, "Cool, we'll bring you back." And then Paige came out with her little scandal, and they were like, people aren't going to like if you come back right now because Paige, like, things are going on. They're going to look up your story and find out why you were gone. So they kept him gone. And that's why he's been gone for so long is because all this, like, slander keeps happening. And they don't want Hogan's slander on top of all the rest of the slander they have. So they're saving him for a special moment, essentially. Yeah. Like, because Hogan's not going anywhere right now. Like, I mean, he's getting old, but...
He's got money, and he just won that Gawker lawsuit, and he's got like millions of dollars. Like
I mean, he lost a lot in his divorce, but he got it back with that Gawker lawsuit.
Oh yeah. His
and
wife's
he's got
probably
his own clothing store. Right. She's
like I should have waited like a few more years.
Just been with him until the Gawker thing was over. Stood by his side, like you're my man. I'm by your side, like
the whole time.
Just don't sign the fucking prenup, and then be like, suck it, bitch.
Yeah. Suck it, bitch.
Suck it, bitch. But yeah, like, so...
WrestleMania?
Yeah, back to WrestleMania. WrestleMania was good. I liked the Brock Lesnar match. I just like Brock Lesnar whooping people's ass.
The Brock Lesnar... I was happy that Brock Lesnar won.
Yes.
I'll say that, but the match kind of sucked.
It did. It did kind of suck until he busted him open, like at the end when he fucking. Yeah. I haven't seen anybody bleed like that since Austin or Flair.
He bled a lot.
Yeah,
a lot.
From what I heard, it was a botched cut. Like
that's
cut
what it looked
deep.
like. Yeah, or like he cut the wrong spot or something.
And some other people were saying Lesnar had a blade in his glove or in his fingernails, or like in his
and just
knuckles,
like punched it into him, and it like cut into his skull.
Because as soon as the ref came over and touched him, it was like.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, if that's a blood capsule, that would have to be a blood fucking ball, like stuck in his hair. Like it would have had to have been like a baseball of like a blood
capsule wouldn't keep because he would wipe it away and then you would see it gush out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like as soon as I seen it like squirt out, I was like all right, that's
if
blood.
You're gonna bleed in a Brock Lesnar match, you're gonna fucking bleed. Like look at Randy Orton at SummerSlam. Like there was like
more
a
intense
chunk
than Randy
out of
Orton.
his head.
Yeah, that was real though. Like From what I heard, he got in a fight with Jericho in the back because Jericho came up on him and he's like,
he thought that
what
was
the fuck is
he thought that was a shoot. Yeah.
Yeah, and Vince is like, no, we're going to. That was a thing. He wasn't just punching him.
He bladed like Orton was cut. I don't know who cut him, and then I guess it wasn't bleeding that well.
Well, from what I heard was
Brock was like elbowing it to like break it open.
Okay.
So he probably wasn't doing it like full force, but he was elbowing him in the fucking head.
I thought it was
you know what I mean?
Because they said Brock Lesnar knows how to like cut him open. So when he did that elbow, that's what cut him open.
Yeah, but I mean, he was still elbowing him in the top of his fucking head
to make it bleed more.
Yeah. So like I said, I don't know if it was pre-cut or what, but
Jesus,
I don't know how sharp his elbow is, but I'm sure he'd have to hit him pretty fucking hard to split him open.
Yeah,
I would think.
Oh, yeah.
Just with his elbow.
That's like his elbow.
Because I bumped my head on fucking everything pretty hard.
Yeah, his
and
elbow
I don't bust myself open every time.
Essentially, have to be like busting your head off a brick wall
and bleed that much. But I remember he fucking drilled into him quite a few times to like break him open pretty good. So
and when he busted open Roman Reigns, he didn't really do much. He just like punched him, and then all of a sudden Roman Reigns was like,
yeah, I don't even remember what supposedly caused.
Well, he took his gloves off and he punched him he punched Randy Orton. They were trying to relive the Randy Orton moment, but Roman Reigns bladed himself too hard, and it was like up in his hairline, like right up here somewhere. That he bladed himself, and he must have got an artery right here because this is where the artery runs. So Roman Reigns must have got just the right end of that spot.
We'll have to pay attention to when he's like hulking up to do the Superman punch or something, and see if there's like a vein popping out.
Yeah, right.
But shit,
good shit.
But dude, the AJ Nakamura match wasn't as good as I expected, but it was still good. I loved the ending. I loved that Nakamura turned heel.
I like that because Nakamura was heel in Japan for a while.
Yeah, I think in this. Because this whole time I've been wondering, why the fuck did they call him... They stopped calling him the King of Strong Style, and they started calling him the artist known as Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did they do that? The King of Strong Style was fine. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I love that.
You know what I mean? And now it's because babyface Nakamura is probably the artist known as Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
The King of Strong Style Nakamura is heel Nakamura.
Yeah, which would be awesome if they start calling him King of Strong Style again.
I bet you they will.
Because if you've seen a couple of his matches in Japan, like at the end of it, he would just slap, he would slap the guy for real and just like slapping the shit out of people.
That's why they called him, I guess, Strong Style in wrestling means to be stiff, to wrestle stiff.
Yes.
Which means like you hit him hard kind of, and you're kind of doing this shit legitimately. Like, you're not holding back, really.
Yeah, and pretty much everybody in New Japan fights Strong Style.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar is pretty fucking stiff in a lot of ways.
Yeah, he is.
I mean,
like that knee, like when he fought Braun Strowman in the Rumble and punched him in the face for real because.
But that's because Braun Strowman fucking.
He like botched a kick or something.
No, he kneed him in the fucking head.
Okay, and he kicked him for kneed him for real.
Dude, I saw it. I was like, oh shit, Brock, and I knew Brock was gonna be mad about that.
Yeah,
and I think he did it to him like twice.
Yeah, he punched him in the jaw and then he punched him in the head or something like that. Yeah, because Joe Rogan talked about it on his podcast.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he like broke it down.
But I actually watched it happen when it happened. I was like, oh shit, and I knew that it was coming. And then I think Braun Strowman or Brock Lesnar was even like. I don't even know what he said, but I know they had to bleep him out because he said like motherfucker or something like that. Like, just like he did to Roman Reigns when he kicked out that one time. I was like, you motherfucker.
Right.
Like,
and I knew it was going to main event. The way they lined everything up was okay with me. Like how the match flowed.
We went right back to Brock Lesnar. And
yeah. Well, yeah, the Brock Lesnar thing. But like just how the match flow and how the lineup was, like I thought honestly Triple H was going to headline the whole show.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't think Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns were going to main event. I
thought Undertaker was going to show up at the end. I didn't expect it to happen when it did.
Yeah. Did you think he was going to fight Cena? Or you think he was going to set up for next year?
I thought chances are they were going to fight because Cena wanted a match at WrestleMania, and he got his match at WrestleMania. I didn't expect him to squash Cena like he did.
No, me neither.
Cena got some stuff in there, but that was Undertaker's match.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Undertaker looked phenomenal too.
He did. He
looked younger than he did last year or 2 years ago when he came back. Whenever the last time he fought at WrestleMania was. He got knee surgery recently. He's been back in the gym recently. He's probably been eating good.
Looks like he just freshly dyed his hair, you know
what
I mean?
He just freshly dyed his hair.
Because I saw that picture of him at the airport or whatever, where he just let his hair be like white.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, he looks so fucking old, dude.
Yeah. He's real old. But yeah, he looked good. There was a couple moves that like got botched. Like they showed the big boot that didn't connect, and it was like 10 feet away. John Cena just kind of sold the shit out of that one.
Well, I think that match went pretty much the way it should have. I was very happy with how that went.
Oh yeah, I'm glad that Undertaker, because even if that's Undertaker, that's not Undertaker's last match because of the casket match coming up on the 27th. But even if that was Undertaker's last match, that's how he needed to retire. Like,
that's definitely not his last match.
I did everything I could. Now I'm done. No, he's got another one coming up on the 27th of this month against Rusev. Casket match.
And at that Rumble.
Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Actually, it's not Rusev anymore.
Who is it?
It's Chris Jericho.
What?
Yeah, I just saw that like right before you got here. Unless that's fake news.
Okay.
I'm pretty
That's
sure
Donald
it said
Trump
Chris
fake
Jericho.
news.
This just in, motherfuckers. Now, because this will probably come out like in 2 days or something. But
that was a Sports Center. That wasn't breaking news. Yeah, that was the fucking little robot football player thing. But yeah, see, I watched them in reverse. I didn't watch TakeOver first and then WrestleMania. I watched WrestleMania and then TakeOver. And I would say after watching it like that, WrestleMania was phenomenal. If I would have watched WrestleMania after TakeOver, I would have been like, oh, WrestleMania was okay.
Well, before we get on to TakeOver, we can't skip over Ronda Rousey. Dude, she knocked it out of the park. I mean, she was a little, you could tell she was green in a few spots, but she killed it. She did a really good job.
I like Ronda Rousey.
And she looked great.
Modified F5. The thing she does, the spinning like thing she does.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to perform, like from what I heard, there was a rumor that if Brock Lesnar left, Heyman was going to become Ronda Rousey's spokesperson. And she would become
which is why everybody thought Brock was going to lose.
Yeah. And that was, there was a lot of rumors actually that Paul Heyman was going to screw Brock and the Roman Empire was going to be run by Heyman. And it was going to be heel Roman, and he was going to have like his minions and shit and just come out and be fucking...
I didn't hear that, but he definitely needs to go heel.
He does. If he makes a heel turn, I feel like it would do wonders for his career. Like, if he made a heel turn right now and maybe even start... Like, he doesn't even need a faction at that point. Like, just make a heel turn, start doing your own thing. Like, but what title would you give him? Like, move him on to SmackDown. Get him off of Raw. Give him the SmackDown title. Like, have Roman Reigns fight Daniel Bryan, and then have Daniel Bryan go over on Roman Reigns, and then have Roman Reigns
have him be a heel, and I don't care what title he goes for. He can be Raw's or SmackDown. I don't think Vince is gonna let him leave Raw though.
You don't think so? You think what I heard, Triple H is gonna start doing more.
I don't think Roman's going anywhere. If Roman goes to SmackDown, I would be so fucking surprised.
Yeah,
because the shakeup is on Monday.
Well, because if they put Roman on SmackDown, that takes away from Daniel Bryan, and everybody wants Daniel Bryan right now.
Well, I don't think anybody gives a fuck about Roman really.
No,
other than Roman Reigns fans, nobody cares where Roman.
No, they don't. They don't. Nobody. And they were the whole thing is 70,000 people or 79,000 people booed Roman Reigns.
But Vince McMahon cares where Roman goes.
Yeah.
And Raw is basically Vince McMahon's show. It can be Stephanie. They could say it's Stephanie's all you want. It's basically Vince's show.
True. Except for when the XFL comes. From what I heard, the rumors are that Vince is stepping down in his role of creative control and putting Triple H as more. Triple H is doing 205 Live.
I agree with that.
And then Triple H is supposed to have more say on Raw. He's not going to have 100% creative control, but he'll have more say. That's why 205 Live is more... I don't watch 205 Live, but from what I heard, the reviews and stuff on it, it has become more like NXT. They're wrestling now instead of just
ever watched 205
making
Live.
story. Ever. Well, that's good because you would have hated it, and now it's actually good.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like
NXT. I'm gonna start watching NXT more for sure.
You need to.
For sure, I'm gonna They just moved like a bunch of people up.
Yeah, they moved the Authors of Pain up.
So I'm hoping that I'm gonna get into it like a real good time where there's kind of like a transition period, and it's almost like I'm getting a fresh start in a way.
It's the perfect time.
Because like Aleister Black.
EC3, Aleister Black.
Ricochet was slick.
Oh, my God. He was phenomenal.
The only person I'm not quite sure about, and he's not bad in the ring, it's just I don't quite get the gimmick, is Velveteen Dream.
Velveteen Dream, the way they described him is
he's
Boy
like
George.
Boy George meets Jimi Hendrix.
Coco Beware. Like he's gold, like Gold Dust. Like he's another one of those.
He's androgynous.
Oddities. But he's only like 22 years old.
Like,
dude.
is he gay? Is he not?
Yes, exactly.
Is he? Who cares? He's just. He's something else.
The reason you don't know Velveteen Dream is because you haven't watched his development. What he does is he stalks you.
I haven't at all.
He's like Aleister Black. He was like, say my name. Every time Aleister Black was out there, he'd be like, say my name. What is my name? And he just kept trying to get in Aleister Black's head. And then Aleister Black finally just whooped his ass when the big match came. But Velveteen Dream puts on a show, dude. His fucking elbow drop that he does.
No, he wasn't bad. And he took a beating in that ladder match.
Oh, yeah.
That ladder match went on for fucking ever.
That ladder match was my favorite match.
But it was really good. Dude, that Gargano and Ciampa match was great, too.
I like the Gargano and Ciampa match. And I love the...
that Gargano and Ciampa match.
Or whatever her name is. The UFC chick.
Sonya Blaze. Sonya Blaze. Or something like that. I thought she was in...
Blazer or something
DeVille.
No.
Sonya Deville. She's on...
No, I'm talking about the girl that beat Ember Moon.
Oh, shit. I couldn't tell you.
Shayna Baszler.
There you go.
That's what it is. It's Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler.
What was that? What the fuck was that, dude?
I don't even know.
Shayna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler.
Jesus
Christ,
mode.
Jesse. The perfect mode was when she grabbed her fucking hair and choked out Ember Moon until she passed out.
You got hot, didn't you? You got a boner.
I did. I got one right now just thinking about it.
I bet you did.
I bet you did.
Now, Charlotte and Asuka. Fantastic. I
was great, but since you didn't watch NXT, you didn't watch the come up of Asuka. Asuka has
part of
beaten
it.
every woman that she has ever come across. So to take the streak from Asuka has nothing else.
No, not really.
Asuka's
amazing.
Asuka's amazing, but now she doesn't have a title behind her. Now she's gonna just just gonna be put into the rest of the herd.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think they're gonna destroy her career now, like they did Bayley?
No, Bayley.
Like the joke at WrestleMania for me.
The thing that's not working for Bayley is her gimmick.
Yeah,
she needs to get rid of the hugger thing, or at least just drop the whole hugger part and just make Bayley an actual person and not just like. I don't know. Give her some kind of... I know she's way too moral. She needs to be more human, I guess.
Okay.
I guess they're kind of doing that with Sasha Banks lately, like with the friendship thing.
The feud between them.
Everybody's expecting Sasha to go heel, and everybody wants her to. What they need to do is fucking make Bayley go heel.
Yeah, that would be tight.
Just be like, I'm fed up with being nice and hugging everybody. You know that.
Start like.
Yeah, I keep getting shit on. I haven't been the fucking.
Like she goes in for a hug and she fucking Bayley to belly somebody's that was her friend, like right there on the spot, like. Yeah. She go, and that's her heel turn right there. Like, not Sasha Banks, obviously, because they're already fighting each other. But like somebody else that like comfort her or something. Like, she just goes out there and slams them. But like, the whole joke for me was when Bayley came out and there was no Bayley buddies. It was Road Dogg. Road Dogg was cutting budget because Road Dogg makes all the decisions for things in the back for like SmackDown and shit. Yeah, it was Road Dogg was cutting the pyro budget. Triple H had to have his like 7 motorcycles. That came out for his match against Ronda Rousey. So they couldn't have the Bayley buddies because fucking Undertaker had to have like the entire show on fire.
Somebody complained about that on a podcast. It was either like Taz or Jim Cornette or somebody. It was just like, hey, Triple H and Stephanie. I think it was Taz.
Okay.
But he was like, Triple H and Stephanie, how about you take away like 4 or 5 motorcycles and like give some of the new talents a fucking boost with a fucking extravagant entrance. You know what I mean? Like they did it for like Asuka and they did.
Right.
But like even with Asuka,
Charlotte.
it was the exact same entrance she always does except for the digital shit on the screen.
Digital shit was on
Charlotte had a little bit more and Shinsuke Nakamura had kind of a big entrance.
Dude, that was insane. That girl shredded, dude. Mick Foley actually posted out something about
Alice,
her.
I can't remember, Nikki something or something. I can't remember her name, but god damn it. But that's Alice Cooper's guitarist.
Yeah.
But I can't remember her name, but
yeah, she was really good. I liked it. And it like fit. Now that Nakamura
and she was spot on too.
After the match, he had that heel turn. The way he came out and the way he presented himself in the entire match fit at the very end when he finally punched him in the balls and like Ric Flair fashion, like got down and went in
old
and was
school,
like,
like
old school.
full on, like
right, like he wasn't
armpit deep.
Yeah, he wasn't fucking around. It wasn't just like a.
No, he was like, I'm going full on, not just like a ball tap. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I loved it.
We talked a lot about WrestleMania, and I bet at least half our audience doesn't even give a fuck about wrestling. So
it's good that we put it at the end.
Yeah, I guess, even though the end with wrestling was like 45 minutes probably.
True.
And I guess we cut out a section too, so we're a little bit shorter than I thought. But I think that says like an hour and 9 minutes or so.
Yeah, we're an hour and 9 minutes in. We could still talk about NXT.
More wrestling.
Now that we talked about.
I'm trying to think. I've watched a few movies and shit lately. You watched any movies lately?
I've watched the Santa Clarita Diet season 2. Have you seen that?
My brother has been telling me to watch that.
Dude, you need to watch that.
I just lost my free trial of Netflix.
You need to get another email. Use a different email because you can finish both seasons in 30 days. You need to watch Black Mirror season 5 is coming out. And
Black Mirror season 5's coming out already.
Yeah, no, they announced it, but it's not coming out yet. But they announced that.
No, I'll get it back purely for Black Mirror.
Yeah, Black Mirror season 5 is going to be an actual thing. Santa Clarita Diet starts out. It's a white suburban family.
No, I know what it is.
But it has so many like actors that you're going to be like, I know him.
I know Timothy Olyphant, Drew Barrymore, but like, it's Netflix.
It's got the guy. I don't know what else he was in, but he played Zach Barnigan. In Futurama, he did the voice for him.
You were telling me about it last time.
He's back in season 2 as just a severed head because they were like, well, he was our first kill, and we didn't know you had to kill the brain. So now he's just like giving advice to them, like life advice as a fucking head in a fucking vase, and like he's down there trying to get soup, and he's sitting over there talking to him. And he's like, but I got to put you in the toolbox with a sock in your mouth. Because we got guests and shit coming over. He's like, understood. And he like he's just got a fucking severed head in a vase in the basement, and like there's Nazi memorabilia in the second one, and like she's eating Nazis and shit, and there's like these little spider meatballs and stuff. It's a really good season.
Damn.
Season 2's really good.
I'm sure I'll check it out at some point.
There was really no spoilers there.
Except for the spoiled zombie meat.
Except for everything. But yeah, movie wise, I watched Happy Ending. No, I'm just.
I don't even know what that is.
Just kidding. It was what the fuck was it called? It was that Facebook movie. That Facebook movie that was probably picked up by. It looked like an MTV movie when I watched it. It was that it has its own Facebook page. It's like that Skull is its Facebook thing. It was basically Groundhog's Day as a horror movie. Like she would wake up.
Wait a minute. What was it called?
I don't remember.
I know what you're talking about.
It had a chick,
but no, she
kept.
She had to figured out who her killer was.
Yeah, she had to figure out who her killer was.
Yeah, what the fuck was that called? I can't remember what it was called, but I know what you're talking about.
That was really good. I watched that recently. There was another movie I watched as well. Oh yeah, I watched Pitch Perfect 3.
Yeah. I saw the first two.
No, Pitch Perfect 3 was Pitch Perfect 3. I mean, it was pretty good.
Happy Death Day.
Happy Death Day.
That's what it was. It just came to me. It wasn't on my phone or anything. I just clicked my phone and it came to me. I was like, boom, leave it alone.
But like, I've been redboxing movies. I found that redboxing, if you don't pirate them off the internet and you have to rent them, that Redbox is the cheapest way to go.
Oh yeah, but the problem with Redbox is it not playing in your DVD player or something because it's all fucked up.
True. I got like my Xbox plays pretty much just like your PlayStation plays pretty much every. Like I really haven't had an issue yet from Redbox, like because you can get Blu-ray for like $1 more.
Yeah.
So if Blu-ray's available, I 9 times out of 10 get Blu-ray.
And most people probably don't get Blu-ray.
Yeah, exactly. And you can't. It's hard to fuck up a Blu-ray. If you fucked up a Blu-ray, you're a fucking toddler.
I mean, it's probably just as easy to fuck up a Blu-ray. It's just they cost more, so I tend
it's a lot harder to scratch it. It's like scratching a Blu-ray isn't as easy as like you could take a fucking knife to it and shit, but you can't just like drop it or
yeah, they're probably stronger.
Your fingers don't like affect it as much and shit. It like reads through a lot more with a Blu-ray. It's a little bit more of a stronger disc, like essentially, like if you dropped it on the floor and it smacked. You know how a regular disc would scratch up? That wouldn't scratch up.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if you were like fucking like hole in it or something.
Hole in it.
It might be a little bit more durable.
I'm trying to think of movies I've seen. I know I've seen movies, but I can't remember any of them.
Have you seen Jumanji yet?
No.
Neither have I.
No.
Have you...
I heard it's good, though.
Have you seen Justice League? How was Justice League?
You haven't seen Justice League?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
It was all right. It was better than Batman v Superman. It just wasn't fantastic or nothing.
Well, I heard they're leading up to Legion of Doom.
Oh, God.
With Jesse Eisenberg and... as Lex Luthor, and then
Fine.
they're gonna have the whole...
Just do it. Make it cool. Make it good.
Well, I want them to do the Justice Friends version of Legion of Doom.
Justice Friends.
Not
you
the
mean
Justice
Super Friends?
The Super Friends, like where they were like...
They're just cheesy as fuck.
They were just cheesy as fuck, and they weren't actually like the Legion of Doom. It was like, meanwhile at the pond!
Just put like a bunch of Super Friends episodes together as one and just release it as Justice League.
They need to bring back the... what was it? The Indubitably Gay Duo or
Ambiguously Gay Duo from Saturday Night Live.
I can't even say
the
it.
Ambiguously Gay Duo.
The Ambiguously Gay Duo. And it was like half animated, and then they go into like Will Ferrell and.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember the one
I know
episode
that
they did?
They were all animated. That's all I remember.
Okay, there was one episode where it was animated in the beginning, and then it went into Will Ferrell and the. It's not Jimmy Fallon, but the guy that looks like Jimmy Fallon, the younger guy. He's a little bit shorter. Obviously, Will Ferrell makes everybody look short as fuck.
Chris Kattan.
That might be who I'm thinking of.
He played. I can't remember his name.
He was
the monkey.
in around that time. Yeah, with he was doing a lot of skits with him. But they were like climbing up together and doing the like weird shit. And right when they're about to get in the window, they turn into real characters, and everybody in the episode is real. And they do a whole ambiguously gay duo episode skit. It was great.
No, I have to YouTube that shit.
Yeah,
there we go.
I seen it on account. I don't think I've actually seen the episode, but I did see it on a countdown, like the Saturday Night Live episodes, and they showed that one. I was like, that's fucking hilarious. Like, they go as soon as they get through the window, like something happens, and they go to real life, and I'm like, oh, this is fucking amazing. All the characters are real, and they
almost
act
like
out
they
the
go
whole
through
thing.
the window and they just
they almost go through the window and become real, just like this Scooby-Doo Supernatural crossover.
The ambiguously gay duo. You know the guy that did all that? Like, what was his name?
Dick Sausage.
No,
Sausage Dick. Wiener Schnitzel.
I can't remember his name, but they always put his name on the cartoon, and he also did something else for Saturday Night Live. But he was also the guy who did the puppeting and the voice for Triumph, the insult comic dog.
Oh yeah?
Can't remember his name.
I don't know.
And you've seen him in like Adam Sandler movies and stuff too. He's like a Jewish dude, beard, kind of balding with some hair.
I know who you're talking about. I just don't know his name either.
Oh God.
The only name that's
I can't remember.
Coming to me is the Curb Your Enthusiasm guy.
I'm gonna look it up. Keep them entertained. It's gonna kill me if I don't.
All right. So, what we were talking about? He was in Adam Sandler movies. He was like a Jewish guy. This is gonna be a segment. This is gonna be the.
I feel like it's Rob or something.
Faces the like names he thinks he knows.
Somebody out there knows it, and they're yelling it at their phone or.
Yeah, right. They're like yelling it
their
at the
computer
screen right now. They're like, it's fucking Rob Dewinski. It's fucking Robert.
Ambiguously gay duo creator. What is his name? And what is it? Robert Smigel.
I was nowhere. Samsonite. I wasn't even close.
It's a gay duo. The Ambiguously Gay Duo. The Ambiguously Gay Duo was an American animated comedy sketch that debuted on the Dana Carvey Show before moving to its permanent home on Saturday Night Live. It is created and produced by Robert Smigel and J.J. Saddlemeyer as part of the Saturday Night Live TV Funhouse sketches. But Robert Smigel is also the guy who does the voice for Triumph the Insult Comic Dog. And yeah, so if you ever see like the behind the scenes things, or you ever see him like I remember remember at the VMAs or something like that,
yeah,
Eminem got into a fight with Insult the Chapter for real, like he was pissed at him, and like the camera like pans side to side because he's like pushing him away, and you see Robert Smigel like it's pretty funny.
Yeah, because Triumph the Insult Dog was like, he would come with some like real insults at you, like he would just dog you sitting there. That's hilarious. Yeah, I remember that guy.
You've definitely seen that guy in Adam Sandler movies and shit. Like, actually, he's the chlorophyll, more like borophyll. He was the guy who was talking about chlorophyll in the class in Billy Madison.
Okay.
Yeah. He was the science teacher or whatever.
I remember him now.
Yeah. I guess I'll put a picture up for the peeps so they're not like, who the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah,
What's he showing
for the
him?
audio peeps,
God, this is
look him up.
a terrible podcast. They look at things.
Robert Smigel.
But there you go. I guess there's a nice little cap for the ending. It also looks like the battery's going to die on the camera. Don't know why I didn't plug it in.
Little penis cap for the end.
Penis, yep. Just the tip. The very end tip.
Was that what you told her?
Sure.
It was just going to be
That's the way she likes it. Just the tip.
Just the tip. And then you like pull out.
Because that's all I got.
Like, you just sit there and you're just like, I'm done.
It's like the mushroom people from Mario. The Goombas. Wasn't that a Goomba?
Goombas?
I can't remember. But the little mushroom, they're really short and they just have
yeah. The like troads.
All it is the dick head with little feet, basically.
Yeah. I know what
you jumped on them.
Yeah, that's me.
But no, that's what it is for me too. It's all I am is tip.
It's just a trode.
Yeah, it's just tip.
There's just not even a tip.
With like that much.
There's just nothing.
Anyway.
It's digital.
This was Buncha Podheads number 8. Thanks for listening and watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/MattArcherMedia. You can check out Hayward on Instagram and Facebook, actually. Yeah. But it's, what is it? Hayward on Instagram, right?
I'm Hayward on Instagram, Hayward on Twitter.
Yeah, at Hayward on Twitter. I'm at the Western
there's
Jesus.
T-shirts on Ray John that I make a bunch of.
He does. You can also.
But you can come follow me on all my social medias.
Yeah, Hayward or Jesse, whichever you prefer.
Just Google me. I'm sure I'm on there, and the cat's like
walking all over the board. Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. It's my show, and I'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
God
fuck it.
Damn it. Fuck it.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
But, yeah, T-shirts available at mattarcher.threadless.com. You can get a Buncha Podheads T-shirt. You can get a Matt Archer shirt. You can get whatever fucking shirt you want for whatever show you want. Well, on Matt Archer Media, anyway. And, yeah.
Yeah. Go to target.com/Hayward for 36% off your next order. That's not real.
That's not real, but you can try. Yeah, you can maybe they'll be like, why is everybody searching this?
Like, that'd be fucking cool, like Target.
And then they'll be like, look, people seem to come here for you, so you want to like a couple bucks?
Do that. Maybe go to target.com and try to put in /Hayward.
Email Target and be like, do a promotion with Hayward and Matt Archer Media.
Yeah, fucking sponsor my Instagram and YouTube channel.
Yeah, tell them to sponsor the show.
Yeah, sponsor the show. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
But yeah. Till next time.